Welcome back to another episode of the Nintendo Rewind. My name is Cody Christian, and I'm doing it, lady. And I'm joined by Chris Becker, who's doing it all on his birthday. Chris Becker, I hope you have had an amazing, amazing day and an amazing week. But before we dive into the episode, that we're going to be talking a little bit about a couple of different things. The Pokemon Presents that happened this morning, and then also our Donkey Kong Bananza review on this episode. And but before we dive into all of that, Chris, how was your week? How was your day? How have you enjoyed things that you've had to do?
Well, you asked me a lot of questions there. Let me tell you.
Tell me.
Okay, so
Okay.
my father was craving a milkshake. I made him a milkshake,
Mm-hmm.
right? Whole milk, ice cream, chocolate syrup, of course.
Chocolate.
Chocolate, blended together, make this milkshake. He complained about it. He said it was too milky. So we went.
It's a milkshake. That's half the name. Because it wasn't shaky enough. It was too milky.
So we go to we didn't go to McDonald's because he said odds are the machine's going to be broken. So we went to Wawa.
Goodbye McDonald's sponsorship.
And he was like, well, in Flowertown the machine's always broken. It sucks. But anyway, so he's like, all right, I'm gonna order a milkshake. They have like touch panels at Wawa that you can order your food from and stuff. So I ordered my food, went and stood in front of where they make the milkshakes, watched them make it. They had, shout out to it. He's like, watch them. He's like, take notes if you must. And
It's like you're too bad at it. You need to watch a professional at work.
yeah, watch how this person, hourly employee, just makes this milkshake. And so I was like, okay. And he's like, what kind of milk did they use? And I said, they used a milk called ice cream milk, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, well, what the heck is ice cream milk? And I was like, I Googled it, went on a couple of Reddits. Apparently, it's just heavy cream. And they also use soft serve ice cream. And he's like, well, we'll look into getting a soft serve machine. Until then, we're just going to use Turkey Hill ice cream. Okay? And so
Turkey Hill. The shout out to them. Let's get that sponsorship now.
Shout out hourly employees. Yeah.
Let's get that hourly employee sponsorship.
Right. The guy making it probably made, thousands of milkshakes this month alone. But yeah, he was like, okay, so we don't have the soft serve, but he went and got the heavy cream. This whole story is just to tell you what happened today. I went ahead, made the milkshake. We didn't have that much ice cream, so I used the last of the ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, well, tomorrow we got to go get some more ice cream. I was like, okay, fair enough. So then while I was cleaning it, I didn't even realize it, and the blade went under my fingernail for the ice cream blender.
Oh my god. Listen, that's awful. I am so sorry.
And so, needless to say, this is the story that happened when I was like,
that's a special strawberry syrup.
yeah. Well, luckily it happened after this, that they were already poured everything. I was just cleaning it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so it was afterwards, and the whole point of telling you this story was because when we finally sat down, it was the first time I typed, and I was like, oh no, it hurts while I'm typing. And the whole time, then while I was typing, I was going to tell you this story, and I was like, I'll just wait until the podcast. So that's what it is. Yeah, but let me just say, the milkshake was a huge success. That heavy cream made a big difference.
Heck yes. I a couple of weeks ago, about a month and a half ago at this point, I think it might have been a month and a week ago. My wife takes pictures for a living. That's what she does. She takes pictures. So we were taking pictures of a wedding client, and I had the wife had bought a new camera strap, and I was assisting her that day. And the camera, it goes. I felt my shoulder get a lot lighter, and I instinctively reached down to grab because the camera had dropped off of the clip. So I grab it, and after I grabbed it, it had split my fingernail down the middle, like completely. I was like, "Oh my God, it is!" I was in so much pain, and I was like, I was doing the Peter Griffin grabbing his knee after he took that small trip in the Family Guy shows. And anyway. So I go to, because I started bleeding profusely. I went to the bathroom. I was headed to the bathroom, and there was like this couple that were there, and this one girl that was standing in front of the, yeah, we got a gore tag this episode. This one girl was standing there in front of the bathroom, but I didn't. I mean, it was a all sex bathroom. It was at a church. Like, they don't have like men's and women's restrooms in this church. So like, I didn't know she was like waiting. And I didn't know there were other people that were in there, and I'm kind of holding my finger trying not to bleed. And I go to walk in, and there was a guy and his child who was in there. They just had the door standing wide open at the bathroom, so I thought I could just go in. But I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and I stepped away from the door. They were just washing their hands, and then they come out, and I'm getting ready to go back in, and the girl that was standing like, I don't know, like 7-8 feet away was like, "Can I was waiting," and I was like, "Oh, I didn't know you were waiting." I was like, "That's totally fine. I just needed to wash my hands. I'm bleeding pretty bad." And she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and then continues to go into the bathroom instead of letting me go wash my hand off and try not to bleed in the foyer of this church. She comes out and she sees my hand is covered in blood, and she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were really bleeding." Okay. Why would I make this up? Why would I lie about it? I'm not that urgently needing to use the restroom that I'm going to falsify information about my body. But anyway, so I feel your pain pretty significantly. Yeah, I for my wife is in the chat right now saying what, and I totally forgot to tell her about that. I told her everything else. I forgot to mention that part.
You forgot to mention that part? You told me this story twice. And
Have I told you that story twice? I told her that. She was there. She saw it happen, but I didn't realize this was the second time I told you. Was this like, what, a month and 1 week ago that I told you during a show?
Fortnite, yeah, or during Fortnite, I think.
Oh man, but anyway, no, that was I feel your pain, and I'm sorry.
Let's just try and outdo each other with our finger stories.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to I was just trying to sympathize. That's
yeah, no, I know.
It's the psycholysis. I'm just making up words. This is psychology. This is the psychology of how I sympathize. I'm like, oh, I've had that happen to me too, and I'm sorry for you.
Did you eat anything good this week?
Oh my God, yes. So listen, I've been on a hardcore fried egg sandwich kick, and look,
how do you do it?
Like, so here's what I do. Okay, I've got my wheat bread.
Okay, well,
I
already a choice. Yes.
You don't like whole grains? Get out of here. I throw a little bit of mayonnaise on both sides of one slice of bread. Then I do it twice. Mayonnaise.
Okay. Hopefully they're whole grain pancakes. Yes.
On both sides of the bread. And then I throw it in and then I throw it in the frying pan. And I toast it that way so it gets a nice char on it. With nothing on it yet.
But do you
mayonnaise
do this before you make the eggs?
Yes. Of course. Because then you get the oils from the mayonnaise are in the pan for the eggs, so you don't have to butter or oil your frying pan.
Yes,
So then
but then the bread gets cold.
no, frying an egg takes like 2 seconds. So then I put the bread on a plate. I crack my egg. I fry it. I fry the egg. It's not scrambled. I fry the egg. While that is frying on one side, I throw a little bit more mayonnaise on one slice of bread and some mustard on the other slice of bread. Then I flip my egg.
Mustard. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, yellow mustard?
Of course, yellow mustard.
What do you mean, of course? There's millions of mustards.
You're a mustard. But then I flip my egg, and then I throw a piece of American cheese on that egg. While that's finishing up,
wait a minute. What kind of American cheese?
Kraft Singles.
No.
Yes.
You do not put Kraft.
Yes, I do. I love a Kraft single. A Kraft single is where it's at, dude. But then
it's where it's at is in the trash. Go on.
But then I dress the rest of my sandwich with lettuce and tomato. After the egg is finished frying, I pull the egg off the frying pan, put it on the mustard side of the bread, and then I close the sandwich together, and it is great. And you cannot tell me, chat, you cannot tell me that egg and American cheese does not go together. That's the best way. That is the best way to make a freaking omelet.
No.
The cheese gets all gooey and runny. It's good. The cheese. I know it's not real. I know it's not real, but it's good.
Make sure you got to put quotes up every time you say cheese. About Kraft Singles. They're called Kraft Singles for a reason, because they're not cheese. They're
egg American cheese isn't the issue here. It's the yellow mustard.
Egg in a single.
No, yellow mustard is how you would make deviled eggs, and you're getting one step to deviled egg sandwich at this point. that's how it's happening. Why am I being ridiculed? First the pizza drama, and now the cheese.
Because let me tell you something.
Tell me.
Never in my life have I eaten a deviled egg. Never in my life will I.
Why?
Maybe I will one day. I told someone if they make me a deviled egg, I would try it, but I'm not looking forward to it. It's too mushy. Not a fan.
It's okay to be wrong.
Not wrong at all.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, I'll tell you how I make mine. Okay, I don't mind the mayonnaise on the bread because that's how I make my grilled cheese. I put mayonnaise. Yeah, mayonnaise on both sides of the bread.
Okay, you stopped for a very long time, and I was like, okay.
Because I said mayonnaise, but in my head I thought I said mustard, so that's why I paused. I was confusing myself. And then my phone went off at the same time. I tapped the ringer off, but it's still there's a lot happening. My finger hurts, but yes. So if I'm making, I will make the egg right on the pan. I would probably make, if I were to do it the way you did it, right? Let's just say we did it the same way. Do you like any yolk in your egg?
Yeah, I love egg yolk. I like it runny. I like it scrambled. I like it turned into deviled egg. But I don't like hard-boiled egg yolks. Hard-boiled egg yolks are pretty much the driest chalk you could put in your mouth with a soft texture.
Except for a circus peanut, which I love. But
I also love a circus peanut. Those aren't the hot takes. I love a circus peanut.
I'll tell you what, the biting into one of them, just thinking about it, kind of like, gives your whole body the chills, because it's almost like breaking styrofoam. That's what it feels like. But anyway, so if I were to do the bread, I would use some hot sauce. I would not use mustard. And I would probably use mozzarella cheese. any kind of
I'm not
cheese.
making huevos rancheros. Why would I put hot sauce on a sandwich I'm expecting to just pleasurably eat?
Well, you can put some Shirakan hot sauce.
Shirakan.
Shirakan. Yeah.
Sriracha?
No, Shirakan. Shirakan. Because she sure is rocking.
There's a poll in the chat for the people, by the way. Circus Peanuts, love them, hate them, no opinion, or never had them.
Sure rocking. Yeah, no.
Feel free to vote. I need to know how our community feels about Circus Peanuts now while we're here. So.
I also have a new ranch. I got Buffalo Ranch. Did I
Oh
tell
my
you about
gosh.
that?
No, you haven't told me about the Buffalo Ranch. Susie
Yeah,
says,
pretty good.
when my sister and I were little, our grandmother used to excessively try to feed us hard-boiled eggs for reasons unknown, and because I never liked egg yolks, I'd just eat the whites and feed all the yolks to my sister, and now when I think about that kid just eating like 6 boiled egg yolks as a snack, it makes my whole body shudder.
Oh yeah, you were probably shoveling them into their mouth.
We got on a, so for the people who are just now joining, we got on a what did you eat this week that was good, and I went full in on I love eggs today. I like eggs. So
But I will eat the egg. Sometimes I'll put the Shirakan hot sauce and then some ketchup on it.
Shirakan hot sauce.
Yeah, because if you throw a little bit of the ketchup on there, it kind of like counteracts the hot sauce.
So if you like that, why do you not like deviled eggs?
Oh, heavens no. Well, because I don't like them runny.
They're not runny. Deviled eggs aren't runny. You cook them fully. Those are poached eggs, is what you're talking about. Yes.
No. But I'm saying when I make
or
my
soft
egg
boiled
sandwich,
eggs.
I'm gonna make. You know what? Tomorrow. What are you doing tomorrow?
I've got to make a return of an Amazon product that I purchased and didn't like, and then I'm gonna play Fortnite with you. What do you mean? What am I doing tomorrow?
You're gonna make an egg tomorrow?
I probably will make an egg tomorrow.
An egg sandwich?
Most likely, 99% certainty.
I'm gonna make an egg sandwich tomorrow. I'll make one in the morning
Okay.
if you can make one, and then we will take pictures and then not say which one's which, and then post them online, and people can vote.
Okay. And people can vote on which egg sandwich looks the best.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do it. I'll do that. I'll make sure that I take a good photo for you.
Thank you. Yes, take a good photo.
No, Chris does not
what
know
a deviled egg
what a
is?
deviled egg is, Susie.
It's like I've seen them. Okay, I've seen photos.
Seen him over there.
I've seen them. I was the judge. My one friend went to a bunch of Christmas parties, and they made a lot of deviled eggs, but other people made them too. And anytime they would send me pictures of the deviled eggs they made, and then the deviled eggs that were at the party, and I was the judge on which ones looked the best.
For deviled eggs?
So I've seen deviled eggs before. Yeah, I never ate them, but I was judging them based on the looks. Okay.
Just these eggs. These eggs look great. I don't know what they taste like, but they look so good.
Listen, I don't know what they look like. I'm not eating them, but I think I know who won. We don't know for sure. It was Aquaman.
It was Aquaman. Thank you, Trisha Paytas. Hey, man, can you judge my huevos, says Susie in the live chat? Oh, my gosh.
Send them over.
Just an update before we get into the next parts of the show. Circus Peanuts poll right now. We have 50% of our audience loves them. 50% of the audience loves them. So, I mean, I will take that as a win. We've curated the right people here. So, oh my goodness. By the way, let's do our due diligence here. We're gonna welcome in some of the live chatters and thank them for being here. Welcome in Susie, Mrs. Nerdwire, as well as I'm scrolling for a little bit here. Miss Tenderly, Mr. Tenderly, Silent Brook, Nettus, who eats 2 to 3 soft-boiled eggs every morning. That's a lot of eggs. Kiatic coming in for the second stream of the day. And Mnemonic Man, thank you guys so much for being here during the live parts of this show. You guys are amazing.
Before we jump into thanking anyone else, can I just say I'm excited that Abiotic Factor 1.0 is out?
You can
Have
say
we
that.
talked about that?
I don't even know
Have
what
you played that
Abiotic
game?
Factor is. I don't.
Well-
Abiotic Factor.
You need to Abiotic Factor your way on out of here.
What? You factor
It's
yourself?
also, it's not on a Nintendo system.
Oh, that's
but
why I
just
don't know
wanted to
anything
call
about
that
it.
out.
Oh, this just looks like
You watch. Well, hold on. Coming from the craft single guy, I don't know.
You know, you shut your mouth right now, God.
Yeah.
What? Who empowered you today to be the person you are?
Listen, you like craft singles?
Cheese. They're cheese. I love
Listen, this is coming from the guy that used to eat grilled cheese before I knew that I when I was a kid, before I knew that my mom would just let me use the stove to make a grilled cheese. I used to just put some bread and cheese. I used to make a grilled cheese sandwich, put it in the microwave, and just microwave it and have a soggy microwave. And my mom would be like, "Why do she?" And I was like, "I don't know how to make a grilled cheese, so I just eat this." And then, before she told me how to make a grilled cheese, I was like, let me try and make I was like, I know how I can make a grilled cheese. So what I did was I put the bread in the toaster and I would toast it, and then I would put it in there, but then I noticed it still got a little bit soggy, so I would put it in for half the time, flip it, and then put it in. And finally, the one day I finally cracked the code on how to make grilled cheese in the microwave, and I told my mom, and she was like, why don't you just make it on the frying pan? And I was like, I didn't even know that was an option. She's like, yeah, I'll show you how to do it. And so that was the last time I ever did that. But coming from this guy, craft singles are terrible.
I'm just telling you, I like it. I like it. It's Mnemonic Man's with me. Extruded cheese squares are a perfectly cromulent, edible square, and that's and I'm thankful that I have at least one person in the live chat that can back me up on this. You know what else I'm thankful for, Chris? I'm thankful for all I'm going to answer it before you even get to ask. Our wonderful, generous supporters and producers from over at NintendoRewind.com. If you'd like to directly support our content, every dollar spent on memberships and merch helps us to continue produce this show. There's even a tier that only costs $1 a month, $1 a month, which is like 20% of what a Twitch sub is, even less than that actually nowadays. And you still get a shout out right here on this show. That said, I want to thank our members Calamity Nolan, Sierra Christian, Kiatic, and Shiny Bird for all of their gracious support. We have a special TikTok to watch that was sent to me via the wife today, because apparently this is what we do every week is we review a new TikTok. We review a new TikTok every single week. So we're gonna go over here and we're gonna review this TikTok for the people, and let me get some audio rolling here before we dive into the actual part of the show. Oh, it's not. Wait.
Oh, right. I forgot about this
shoot.
TikTok.
I got the wrong thing on the screen. Hang on one second. I got the capture card up.
Well, sometimes
There
it
we
doesn't
go.
load up.
I got the capture card up. All right, here we go.
Wait, why is it not playing? Hold on. I had the audio off.
Do you think this is like a trauma? that follows
Okay,
you?
ready?
Yeah. Go for it.
All
3,
right,
2, 1, go.
I'm sorry, dude. Do you think this is like a trauma that follows you?
Oh, it's 100% a trauma that follows you every single where you go. Every single where you go. Anyway, that was that.
All I can say about that poor child, get good. Just get better.
not? What is wrong with you? Oh man, you gotta take it a little bit easier on the chillins. I'm just gonna be honest. Just wanted to watch some kid cry. That's exactly right, Susie. I just needed to show the people.
Yeah.
I've seen that one
Just
today,
watching a kid
actually.
cry.
Earlier today, during the pre-show, I saw the thumbnail of it. I was like, oh, I've seen this one. And Chris said, I haven't seen it. And I was like, okay, well, we'll get your reaction. So, Chris, react. do a reaction. Dance, monkey.
That's wild. Poor kid. You created a new core memory for him. He's gonna be he'll be like, remember when I was younger and you beat me and rubbed my face in it and then recorded it and posted it online for the world to see?
I do. I do remember that.
Yeah, I think he's gonna remember that.
Oh my goodness. Speaking of dancing monkeys, we're going to dive into the main topic today. Pokemon Presents DK Bananza review. Don't go anywhere. We'll catch you right after this jump. We had a Pokemon Presents today, which is essentially the Nintendo Direct of the Pokemon Company, and it was an experience.
Essentially an email. Yeah.
Yeah, I am so mad at how much of a waste of time those Pokemon Presents have become. And that's kind of where I'm at with it, is that like they don't really do anything with them. And I think I echoed that sentiment during today's live stream when we did the live reaction to it, is that like, and you said much the same, where it really could have been an email. Honestly, I think if they would not, and I kept my expectations real low. I mean, like floor level low, and they still somehow exceeded those bad expectations and made it even worse. But the thing is like, I love Pokemon, and I want the Pokemon Company to do things great for gamers. The biggest problem that I have with Pokemon Presents is that a lot of times when they do these, there's an expectation that Pokemon Presents is going to be a direct level experience. Because it is a live televised event, they hype it up on their social media channels. They announced this weeks ago. Like, we expect something out of it, right? Like, we expect to see, like, here's a big cool announcement that you didn't know anything about just yet, and here's a confirmed release date, and here's all of these other things, and also here comes like our remake for this year. And it's like, we didn't really get any of that today. And so I wanted to kind of spend a little bit of time recapping the Presents, but that's just kind of where I'm at on an emotional level, is that I'm upset that they could have, if they hadn't have done the recorded like experience, if they hadn't have made it a live event and just spent the time tweeting this morning, I think I would have been more stoked about the stuff that they wanted to talk about. But instead, I got up, got ready, got on a call with you, went live, 15, 20 minutes early. We were up on a call, 40 minutes early, and we got a big nothing burger of a presentation. But we have gotten the highlights. Chris, how did you feel about it? What did you think about Pokemon Presents? Are you as disappointed as I am?
What did I think of it? I did not enjoy it. It was boring. I think the best thing there was the just the look at season 2 of Pokemon
Concierge.
Yeah, I loved the first one. Very wholesome. Yeah, I liked it a lot. Very nice, short little episodes, but each one was enjoyable. Looking forward to the new one. And then they got the other show that's coming.
Yep.
That could be good, but also, I mean, completely random. I think it's fun how they're trying to at least try and get some of these characters, these Pokemon that aren't necessarily out there. Also, I want the Jolly Ranch ropes. Have you had any of those?
We're out of intro at this point. So I thought what you were about to say though is the Pokemon that aren't out there. I thought you were going to say I want a buddy cop series where it's Machamp and Mr. Mime going around solving crimes together.
That's what you thought I was going to say?
Yeah, it wasn't. But is that what you would want? Would you want that? I want that.
Would I want? I would want. Yeah, and their the sergeant would be Snorlax. He would be just in his office all the time.
All the time sleeping. Oh man, what about the ropes, Chris? Says Mrs. Nerdwire. Yeah. Jolly Rancher ropes.
I'm sitting here talking to you, and I have the stream up because of the chat, and sometimes like a random ad will pop up next to the video, and it popped up with Jolly Rancher ropes, and I've never had any, but I would like to try them.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good, I would say. I not as good as Nerds ropes,
the Chief,
or the Sweet Tarts ropes.
Sweet Tart ropes, yeah. Those are the ones I usually go for. But,
yeah.
But yeah, I do like how they're going ahead and giving some of the Pokemon, like, so it's not the same like 6 Pokemon
right
just over and over again, and I'm glad that, as I say, give us Snorlax. Yeah, I
don't know why they're trying to get kids into ropes, says Susie. Well, there were a couple of other things that people are trying to get kids into, and that was Pokemon. And so we're going to go down the list of the things here, and we're going to do it pretty quick.
Wait, what did you think of
Fast Fire. I already said I was disappointed. It should have just been a series of tweets, and I would have been happier. But that being said, there were 2 big things that were announced today. The first thing, Pokemon Friends was shadow dropped today and was playable even before the presents. This puzzle game is aimed squarely at like young children. And when I'm saying young children, I mean the youngest of children. Like these are puzzles that are mind-numbingly easy. Like you can try it for free right now on your phones. And maybe if you're challenged by it, maybe there's a reason you're watching our show. Who knows? But it's not hard. The gotcha mechanics are there, which is a little frustrating because essentially what you're doing is you're solving puzzles to unlock yarns that allow you to make go in a capsule machine and get amigurumi out of it that look like Pokemon, little plushy guys. But it's an educational game. Education, almost just like my Craft American Singles. It's an American cheese style of educational game disguised with Pokemon candy coating, and could Netis do it? Most likely Netis could do it. I would hope anyway. But Chris, did you try it out, or did you see anybody trying it out? Because I kind of I tried it out and was not and then I was like, I can't stick with this. So I watched Andre Segers from Game Explain trying it out live, and I was like, this is not good.
I didn't play it myself. I was gonna download it, but then I was like, can't be bothered. So I watched Kyle Bossman play it, and he he determined that he would say that you're better off spending your money because he got it on Switch. He said you're better off spending your money because it's Switch too. It's free to play on mobile.
Yeah, iOS and Google Play stores.
Yeah, $9.99 on the Switch. Mm-hmm. Does compatible on the Switch too, though. But yeah, he said he would recommend Kirby's Dream Buffet over that.
High praise.
And Kirby's Dream Buffet is $15.
I would agree, actually. In all complete honesty, it's not that it's necessarily a bad game. It's just not aimed at someone with cognitive reasoning above the age of 3. And so, I would not waste $10 on it to play it on the Switch. Most people do have a mobile device, and I think ultimately there's a reason that it's $10 on Switch and it's free on the App Store is because they do want you to spend money on the gotcha mechanics, right? Like, and then on top of that, like, you can just play it there. and they want you to get involved in their mobile space because then they can show you Pokemon Sleep and Pokemon TCG Pocket and Pokemon Unite and try to make some more money that way. But no, Pokemon Friends Shadow Drop today. It's free if you'd like to try it out on mobile devices, and it's $10 on Nintendo Switch if you want to throw money at the Pokemon Company. But the second big thing that we got was we also got new details on Pokemon Legends Z to A. There's a newish gimmick known as Rogue Mega Evolutions with some new forms of older pocket monsters. Specifically, Dragonite was one that they showed very heavily featured. And it was... It didn't get me more excited for the game. We already knew Mega Evolutions was going to be a thing. I mean, it's cool to see Dragonite get some respect put on his name. But at the same time, like, there was an extended look at the story. They kind of showed off some of the syndicate that is in this game. They showed off the people who are trying to do a reconstruction of the Lumiose City. I liked seeing the level of customization that you can do on your character. That was really cool. Because honestly, like, the customization you can do on your character in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is so small. But I'm 100% down with that game. It's just the teaser really didn't get me more excited for it than I already was.
Yeah. There was a mishap.
You have pinned Pokemon ... smile.
Ellipses. Yeah, I meant to just say Pokemon. I meant to reply to her and say ding ding ding, but instead hit the pin button. And
I appreciate it being pinned. We're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it forever.
I think it just says for 2 minutes. But yeah.
Oh darn. Yeah, it's gonna be gone. I'm gonna pin it again. Manually unpinned at the end of stream. There we go. It's gonna stay the whole stream.
Okay, good. There you go, Susie. You can be there even after you go to bed. But yeah, I don't. It's basically just like to give a reason for Mega Evolutions to just be randomly scattered throughout the city. Is basically the story.
Which I don't even know why we need a story reason for that. Like, although I will be honest, I haven't played much of the games with the Mega Evolutions in them. I believe that was Sword and Shield, right? They had the Mega Evolutions.
Well, yeah, but you had to use there was like a device you had,
like a watch.
Yeah, and it turned your Pokemon into a Mega Evolution.
Yes.
So this is like something happens where they become Mega Evolutions, then they're roaming the city streets.
They had that kind of thing in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet with the Pokemon who were terrestrialized in the wild randomly, and I never once questioned why is this happening. And honestly, like, Rogue Mega Evolutions is like the last thing I'm all that worried about too.
Yeah. Rogue Mega Evolution, just the idea of it reminds me of kind of like when you're playing Xenoblade and they have like just a random giant huge monster roaming around of all these little monsters.
Yes.
That's just what it makes me think of.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I don't need narrative on why that's happening. But how did you feel about the trailer? I feel like you felt similar to me, where it's like, okay, that's a thing. Yeah, I'm totally okay with that. It doesn't get me more or less excited for it. It's just like extra detail.
Well, the scenery, it just looks kind of boring to me because it all looks the same to me. Like, even when they're in the different districts and like all the different areas, it just all looks like you're in the same city.
Well, you are in the same city.
But it all just looks the same to me. Good
coordinating on city planning. Like, they understood the assignment. Everything looks the same. They get you lost in there.
Right. Man. But so that part doesn't get me excited. The part that gets me excited is like the dopamine hits that you would get in Legend Arceus, where it would be like, catch 6 of the same Pokemon. You get that, and then boom, your level for that Pokemon goes up, and then get, whatever one that's this size, and then you get like the big one, you get more experience point, like all that stuff.
Mhm.
And it looks like they added even more stuff that you can do with that, including like talking to different people and getting like side quests almost like for them, and they'll keep track of certain things that you do and stuff like that. And so it seems like that might be replacing just having the book
Yeah.
to tell you what to do, and instead you talk to these different people and they each give you different assignments. Yeah.
Which I'm okay with that. Like, I liked Legends Arceus a lot. I really did. And Legends Arceus was really good to the point where it was like, and I've made this comparison a lot in the past, but essentially instead of gotta be the very best, it actually goes back to the, gotta catch 'em all kind of mindset, grind set, to use Dude Bro terms that are awful, but, it makes sense in this sense. But I really liked the gotta catch 'em all situation, and especially whenever in the Sinnoh region in feudal Japan, essentially, when you would go and talk to people and they'd be like, "I need you to catch me 10 Baidoofs," and you go out and you catch your 10 Baidoofs and you come back and you talk to them, and then they give you like a candy to be able to do a specific thing. Like, I liked that part of it because it incentivized actually talking to people. Because a lot of times in Pokemon games, I just hardline, here's the Pokemon that I've picked. I'm going to train it enough to take on the next gym. I'm not going to talk to anyone or do anything I don't have to do. And then I go to the gym and I beat the gym and I get my badge and I move on to the next city. This is going to be one of those things where you actually get more of the JRPG mechanic of it, where it's important to talk to people and you get your quests and you fill out the narrative, and it makes it a more enjoyable experience. So I don't know. That's kind of how I felt about it, though. Is like, it doesn't get me any more or less excited for Pokemon Legends ZA. I just am what I am about it. It's like, okay, this is going to be fine. Next thing that they did, and these are like a lot of smaller announcements. Pokemon Champions got a release estimate with 2026 being the target. There's honestly no way that's not happening. You were talking about Aardman. This is the company known for Wallace and Gromit and Chicken Run. They're putting out a new series called The Misadventures of Sirfetch'd and Pichu. And the teaser they showed had no real details other than visual representation of what's to come. It looks super cute. Comes out in 2027. You're excited for it. Any other details you want to share with the people? How did you feel about it? Is it something that you're going to watch day one?
I wasn't sure at first because I couldn't really tell like with Pokemon Concierge, it's like very noticeable that it's like the stop motion and the way it looks.
Mm-hmm.
So this one was a little bit less clear at first, but then the more that they showed, I was like, okay, I'm definitely looking forward to at least just seeing what I just want to see more of it. I like animation. Yeah. I went to school for animation, and I also just at one point wanted to get a job working at Pixar doing animation, but yeah, so just being able to see that and see what they like what they end up doing with it, very much looking forward to that.
Absolutely. I think, honestly, like, stop motion and claymation in particular has come a long way since the days of, Chicken Run, the first movie, or Wallace and Gromit, back in the 90s. It was really difficult to tell that it was stop motion animation. It had so many frames. It was so smooth. And the people at Aardman have really done something special with that. I'm excited for it too. Like, I'm absolutely going to watch it. I'm hoping it's longer than what I'm about to talk about with Pokemon Concierge, because every episode is like 3 minutes long. I'm hoping that the episodes of the Misadventures of Sirfetch'd and Pichu are a lot longer. And what a duo! Like, it's such a weird duo to pick, but I'm okay with it. But on to Pokemon Concierge. It got a season 2 trailer. Series is a super cozy good time. New episodes drop on September 4th on Netflix. They didn't tell us how many to expect. They didn't tell us if the episodes were going to be longer. They're probably not. I love that original series, and I'm hoping that obviously going back to the resort is going to feel the same as it did, a year ago when the last season dropped. But Chris, how are you feeling about this one? The same kind of vibe?
Yeah, definitely. This we already know what we had with that one, and then they showed the trailer. Her ex-boyfriend is here. What's going to happen with that? What's happened? It's going to be a real Love Island situation. We just need to get to the bottom of it, and I need to see what's going on.
There was a lot more mature themes in the teaser they showed there. I mean, they had an elderly man who's struggling with loss of a loved one. Like this is it's not exactly light themes, but the way they frame these stories so beautifully around shared traumas, or even more so personal experiences of loss. Like, I think they're going to frame that in a way that like resonates and makes you feel good afterwards. So I'm excited for that one. I think it's going to be really good too. But I'm going to binge it in like a 30-minute period if it's as short as it was last season. But that's okay. It's still going to be amazing. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are getting a Terra Raid battle series featuring the legendaries in shiny form Wo-Chien, Chien-Pao, Ting-Lu, and Chi-Yu. These Mon will only be capturable once. They have been defeated 1 million times by the Pokemon community of players, which is insane to me. And I hope there's a way to track that other than having to go to their social media channels and go on, well, how many times have we killed Xiaopian? Like, how many?
Oh, yeah.
How far along are we? I am excited about that because I do love the 7-star Terra Raids, and I think it's really cool that we're getting shiny versions of these legendaries that are in the game. That's so cool. With Mightiest Mark, I would assume. And it is the best part of Scarlet and Violet, I would argue, is the 7-star Terra Raids and prepping for those. It's the one thing in that game that actually will challenge even the most seasoned of gamers. But at the same time, that 1 million times defeated before you can capture it is what? Because to my knowledge, every player once a day gets access to a 7-star Black Crystal Terra Raid. And these Pokemon are up for, a week at a time. How long is it going to take for 1 million deaths to occur to this Pokemon? And is the player base still strong enough on a daily basis that that number is going to decrease at a point where you're going to be able to capture this Pokemon? I don't know, but that is a big ask.
Right. Yeah, I was wondering how many people are on the show. Like, how many people are still playing?
How many people are still playing, and how many people are paying attention to
doing that? Yeah.
Do the 7-star Terra Raids on a daily basis for weeks on end? Because, I mean, it's over a 4-week period. It starts on the 23rd, which is tomorrow for us at time of recording. It starts tomorrow. The first Pokemon is up until July. What was it? I think it was actually, might have been August 3rd was when the next one is up. I think so. A little over a week, week and a half, near 2 weeks, to be able to take that down. That's a big, heavy ask. I'm excited for it, and I'm glad they're still supporting that game. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. Netta says, can you tell me who asked for Pokemon to be a live service so I can club them? I don't disagree. I want Pokemon to just exist and allow me to do these things because that's the most fun I have is the 7-star Terra Raids, and it frustrates me that I have to wait, 2 weeks to go and do 7-star Terra Raids every other week, and I don't get to do them whenever they're up. But I digress. I don't know. Like, it's still exciting that they're still supporting that game, 3 years out. But or maybe 4. How long is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet been out?
Was it 2018 or 2019?
2022. So 3 years
wow,
out.
what the heck am I thinking? Sword and Shield 2019?
Yeah, most likely. Most likely. And then Pokemon Go Fest 2025 Max Finale has a Dark Skies event and it marks the arrival of Eternatus. They called it the Max Finale, which to me signifies the end of an event or the end of a series or the end of a live service. But I don't know what's going on. I mean, I know Niantic sold Pokemon Go for bajillion billions of dollars, or is in the process of doing that deal. I'm not sure which has happened first. I can't remember off the top of my head. But Pokemon Go Fest, I know there are some of those hardcores out there and they're very loud about it, but I can't imagine that service is as successful as everything else that they've got going on.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Well, I mean, there might be more than usual playing it with the Switch 2, just checking it out. But
Pokemon Go?
Oh no, Pokemon Go. What was I just thinking of?
Scarlet and Violet, maybe. You were still stuck on the Terra Raid battles, I think.
But
I just don't know if Pokemon Go is that popular anymore. I mean, it's definitely not the juggernaut that even though I've stopped playing it, Pokemon TCG Pocket, that thing is still going super strong. They're still making money on that program.
Well, yeah, but Pokemon Go, even like just, it seems like they kind of like get boosts when there's like a Pokemon Community Day, but outside of that, I haven't really. I mean, none of the people, like my kids, did play it some last year, and even they kind of like fell off after a few weeks. Yeah. Of like getting really into it because their friends were into it, and then, all it takes is their friends to not be into it, and then they're not into it.
Exactly. Well, it's a social game. If you're not playing it with other people, there's no point to play it. Like and that's some of the problems with kind of like what Netist is talking about with having Pokemon becoming a live service. Is that like you just if there's no one there, you mark the death of a live service essentially. So it's. I don't know.
I'll tell you what, though, when that first came out, it was pretty magical. Just riding around, walking around, playing Pokemon Go.
Did you just say riding around? Were you playing Pokemon Go and driving, Christopher?
No, I said riding around because we would drive from one hotspot to the next, and then, like, because there would be like a park with like a walking path, and we would drive there, go do the walking path, and then drive to the next one. And then the next one was like a strip mall kind of thing, like an outdoor strip mall, and we drove to that one. And while we were driving to our parking spot, I would just have the Pokemon theme song just blaring out the car.
I wanna be.
yeah, and everyone loved it, except for my children's mother. But everyone else loved it.
I'm down for it.
But yeah,
I'm 100%
it was pretty
down
cool to be walking around talking, and like you would just be walking, and you could tell when someone else was playing it. It was pretty fun.
One of the final like really big announcements, and it's not even that big. It's surprising though. Pokemon Sleep is getting the legendary dogs Entei, Raikou, and Suicune in September.
Been waiting for them.
Pokemon Sleep unfortunately has been on the back burner for the company for a long time, and like as much as I don't Pokemon Sleep, I don't Pokemon Smile, I don't Pokemon Hairbrush. Like I don't need those extra motivators to help me get things done in my life. Maybe Pokemon Sleep would be helpful if I actually did it, but everything else I'm pretty okay at. But it's been on the back burner for a while, and the fact that they're doing the anniversary event in there and they're giving Entei, Raikou, and Suicune, that's kind of cool. And then I'm just going to run down these highlights that were just like weird things or things that weren't, all that important. There is a Pokemon theme park opening in Japan that is more a park that is themed around Pokemon. So it's like an outdoor park that you can go and see statues of Pokemon, the way it was kind of sold on the trailer that they had there.
The way it was meant to be.
Pokemon Masters EX is having another event. The TCG is getting an expansion themed around Mega Evolutions. Lapras is getting a 5-star captain's outfit in Cafe Remix, and Pokemon Unite's debuting Latios and Latios. So that's like everything that was talked about or announced in the Pokemon Presents, and I hope we consolidated that down to a point where you guys don't have to go and waste your 24 plus minutes watching it. We gave our opinions on some stuff. Obviously, we exposited, but we're going to be going into our Donkey Kong Bonanza review here in just a moment. Chris, do you have any final thoughts to share on the Pokemon Presents before I take us to an ad break? So that way we can make sure we don't have any interruptions during the review.
No. Pokemon Presents, next time present something good. That's my last take.
I also am going to chime in on that. Listen to me, Pokemon Company, and you listen well.
Whoa.
To put things in the event if you want people to watch them. There goes my mic.
Yeah.
Just do it. Just put things in the event if you want people to watch it and care about the event. Actually put things in there, which we'll talk about. One of the things they could have put in there a little bit later on in the show. But for now, we'll be right back. Nobody go anywhere. We're going to go to a quick ad break, and we'll be talking about our Donkey Kong Bonanza review. Welcome back, everybody. We just wrapped up our Pokemon Presents recap, and we're going to be diving into the Donkey Kong Bonanza review for what we think about Donkey Kong Bonanza. And by we, I speak on behalf of both of us, as I've played quite a lot of Donkey Kong Bonanza over the last 5 days. Now, just to let you know, there are not going to be any spoilers for the audience. There's a lot of stuff in this game that I think people should experience firsthand. We're not going to do that. But here's what I will say about Donkey Kong Bonanza. First off, Donkey Kong Bonanza is a bold, unshackled triumph. It's a sandbox platformer that feels like Nintendo finally let its wild side loose in a lot of ways. It's not trying to be Minecraft, but in terms of raw freedom, this is easily one of the most open and daring experiences Nintendo has ever created with one of its flagship icons. The sheer joy, and I mean, I probably would go as far to say catharsis, of leaving a trail of glorious destruction in your wake as this lovable, unstoppable ape feels almost therapeutic, especially in the chaotic world of 2025 that we live in. It's a collectathon at heart, and you're collecting Banandium gems, fossils, gold, but it's more than just a checklist. Honestly, every little thing that you collect is rewarding at every step, and I don't usually gravitate toward that style of game. We've talked about that in the past with like Banjo-Kazooie. It's not really my jam. Don't love collectathons. But here, the fluidity of your movement combined with the intuitive, brilliantly designed map tracker that they put in that game turns exploration into exhilaration. I never once really felt overwhelmed by all the stuff that you can do. Never once felt like the trek was a chore. Every layer of the world invited curiosity and rewarded my persistence to continue exploring. But the presentation is absolutely stunning. The music soars, playful when it needs to be, epic when the moment calls for it, and the visual design is just breathtaking. Its color and its personality is just, it's so pretty to look at, and they've really harnessed the power of the Switch 2 on this game in a good way. It's also got this reverse Mighty Joe Young meets Wreck-It Ralph vibe that taps directly into my inner Disney kid, and I can't get enough of it. This is the game to play on the console right now. I know we've had Mario Kart World, and that's been out for a month now, and it's okay to set that aside and experience Donkey Kong Bonanza. This game belongs in the same league as Super Mario Odyssey in every way. No question about it. Many are calling this a 10 out of 10. IGN, Kind of Funny Games, various other outlets, media outlets. And here at Nintendo Rewind, we don't really rate on a scale of 10s. We rate on a scale of 100. And I can say without hesitation that Donkey Kong Bonanza will be immortalized in our Criterion collection of must-play games. So my score for it, after completing it and after spending a lot of time in that world, is going to be a 99 out of 100. And yes, there are some small imperfections and FPS hiccup here or there, but those moments are fleeting and trivial compared to the sheer brilliance of the whole experience. The journey's payoff is sublime. It's the kind of ending that lingers with you long after you've set the controller down. No spoilers, but if you're a fan of this franchise, Donkey Kong as a whole, this game isn't just a recommendation, it is a priority. Put it at the top of your backlog immediately. That is our review of Donkey Kong Bonanza. Now we're going to open it up to some questions that Chris may have had about DK Bonanza and my experience with it, and any other things that maybe chat may have out there. Kirby Geek says, loving it so far. Still gotta beat it over on the YouTube chat, by the way. Welcome in, Kirby.
My first question is, what are the buttons? Is it...
So you got A, B, Y, and X.
Okay, now we're talking.
Now,
All
I
right.
will say on that note, okay, so you ask what are the buttons? When
Yeah.
I first booted it up, what I noticed is that the game does not default to having B button, B jump, which has traditionally been the jump button in most Nintendo games for the longest time. Um, the jump button is on A, but that's because the B button is a downward smash with Donkey Kong. The Y button is a forward smash with Donkey Kong, and the X button is an upward smash with Donkey Kong. So, like, they directionally make sense for the direction you're wanting to punch, but my inner body says press B to jump every single time nowadays.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair question. There is an option to change that in the settings, but at this point, this deep in, I've gotten used to it.
So you can do a lot of breaking, a lot of smashing.
Mhm.
One thing I like when the Switch first came out, one of the things that I paid attention to a lot of was like, when you play some games, you don't really notice it, but then you play other games and you really kind of notice it. Well, like let's say you're playing um you know, certain games will the rumble will be more prominent than in other games.
Mhm.
Did you notice anything when you were playing this? Like, can you tell the difference from the rumble when, because it's like real music based with like the playing the music notes, uh, Pauline singing, right?
Mhm.
Does does can you know how like sometimes they'll be like, just turn off all the music in the game and it'll play the tune from the vibrations of the Joy-Con. Does it do anything like that? Is the rumble good, or did you not even notice it?
So the answer that I'm gonna have to give you is kind of twofold, and what I will say is the first part of it is the Switch. The larger Joy Cons have kind of muted a little bit of the HD rumble. I was playing Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and if you are going across the music notes on in Super Mario Bros. Wonder, specifically in like Piranha Plants on Parade, the Joy-Cons would vibrate loud enough for you to be able to hear the music, especially if you put it down on like a table. And on like the edge of it on a table, you could hear the vibrations of it loud enough for it to make the notes that were in the game, kind of like what you're talking about.
Right. Yes.
The size of the Joy-Cons on the Switch 2 have kind of muted that level of feedback, but they are still HD rumble. It just isn't nearly as strong as in the way that I feel it has been in the past on the original Switch model.
So
That
they're not
said,
4K rumble.
yeah, they're not. They're just HD. They're 1080p rumble. But what I will say is there is a significant amount of feedback in that game to let you know that you have smashed, that you've grabbed a rock, that you've thrown a rock, that you've got stuff that's hailing down around you and smashing down around you. But it is almost to the point that I would say the rumble becomes background noise. To a point where your body just kind of gets used to it and you don't notice it. I guarantee if I played with a controller that did not have rumble in it, though, I would miss it immediately. It's just there is so much rumble because there's so much destruction going on. It is hard to like discern, okay, why is this rumble doing what it is? But it is there and it does do it. And the rumble is definitely a necessary feature because it adds a lot of extra heft and weight behind when you are smashing through the ground or when you're picking up a rock or when you're throwing it. Like you get that haptic feedback in some ways to let you know that you've done something in that game in a good way.
Right. Yeah. Oh, well, that's good. Good. And then the other question was like, I know because you had said that like while you're playing, you're kind of like 100%ing.
Mhm.
You wanted to 100% each area while you're going through.
I had to slack off a little bit to be able to review this appropriately.
Right, but I mean, in the opening areas, did you find that you had to destroy a lot of the terrain that that maybe wouldn't be so obvious to get 100%, or do they give really good subtle hints to show you?
So there
Where
are
to
a
go.
couple of things there. I destroyed a lot of terrain when I was trying to 100% it before I was like making the mad. I made it like halfway through the game 100%ing it before I made the mad dash to the ending of it. But prior to that, there were some times that because you've got two ways to get these maps that will show you the locations of fossils or show you the locations of Banandium gems in the game. And one of the ways to get that is to go to a stuff shop and purchase the banana location maps because they'll sell them to you for gold. The other way, though, instead of spending your money, is to dig in the ground and have a chest that randomly spawns near you. There's no like set locations that these chests spawn in the world. It's all random, and you can actually get like a piece of equipment that will up your chances of getting that chest to spawn near you. And in those chests are random things. It could be apples to restore health. It could be banana juice to give you Bananergy. It could be apple juice to restore your health if you reach 0. It could be gold. It could be a map to find fossils. It could also be maps to the Banandium gems. And so I did spend quite a bit of time digging out dirt for no reason, just to hope that I could spawn a chest that would give me a Banandium gem map. So that way it would pop on my actual map and I'd be able to find it a little bit easier. That said, when it comes to finding the Banandium gems, some of them are hidden unintuitively, but that is the nature of it. A little bit of a spoiler here, which fast forward 2 seconds if you don't want to hear it. There are 777 unique Banandium gems that are in this game. So naturally, there's going to be some that are hidden unintuitively. But I say that with a big but right in the front. It's, for the most part, not really a problem because they are hidden so intuitively in most cases. The Banandium gems that you find are going to be plentiful and you're going to be rewarded a lot. It's very similar to Super Mario Odyssey in that way, where the moons were hidden pretty obviously at times. And there were some that weren't as obvious, but you're finding them so consistently, you never really feel like you're behind. The tracker on the overworld map, when you pull up your map, was invaluable to be able to find some of those once you got the Banandium gem map.
Yeah, and so there's like leveling up, right, in the game. Like you can like while you're finding all these gems and you're finding everything, you can like not only buy like outfits but then also buy skills and things.
Right.
Have there been any skills that you think, oh, I need to save up for this one, or are they all just kind of like incremental, making things last longer and punch a little bit harder, a little more health?
I would recommend for any new players out there who maybe are just now picking this up or they're not deep into it, save your skill points. Absolutely, 100% save your skill points for a couple of things. The first thing is going to be your strength to bust through rock, because as you progress through the game, the rock gets a stronger density. So you need more strength to be able to break it. And if you get to the end of the game and you haven't put any skill points into your strength, you won't be able to break through the ground there. And that's how you can find stuff to restore your health, or how you can get more gold later on in the game. So I would say strength is number one. And then the number two reason to save your skill points is the Bananza forms that you get in that game. Because each Bananza form comes with its own skill tree as well, and you need points in certain things to be able to get certain things to happen. We all have seen, if you've seen the ostrich or espresso style Bananza transformation, being able to launch eggs is absolutely something that you're going to want. And you have to have skill points to be able to spawn eggs that explode when you drop them on the ground. You don't just naturally do that. There are some things that I would say is a little misleading in the skill tree. The first thing is chunk jumping. So you can grab a chunk of land and then you can jump, and then you can use that chunk of land to get yourself a second jump off of it.
You can Yoshi it. Yeah.
Yes, I thought that was something you had to unlock in the skill tree because I hadn't played enough with chunk jumping to find that out. No, what that skill does is it makes it do damage when what you've chunk jumped off of hits the ground. It does damage to the ground and enemies directly below it. So that's what that skill point does.
Otherwise, it just kind of landed.
Yeah, it just landed, which is not a big deal. But I wasted points on that in my early portions of my playthrough because it wasn't super clear and it didn't make a whole lot of sense. And I was like, well, I don't know if I should have spent my skill points on that.
I guess if I were to come up with another question, it would be, I just need to know. Can you see a magic eye? Can you see the magic eye when you see them? Like, in the book, the magic eyes, where they have like the hidden image and you kind of have to like cross your eyes.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I was so lost. I was like, what are you talking about? Yes, I can see magic eyes, but not in Donkey Kong Bonanza. There's no magic eyes in Bonanza. No, there should be.
Did you do any of the draw, like the thing with the
DK Artist
Art
mode?
Academy? Yeah.
The DK Artist mode, I did. I messed around with the DK Artist mode. It's a fun little distraction. It's kind of cool. It gave me Super Mario 64 vibes on the menu screen when you're like pulling and prodding on Mario's ears and nose and everything. It's not like a necessity that you experience it, but it's cool that it's there. I played a little bit of co-op with my kids, and that was interesting. I played both as Pauline and as DK. What I will say is for anyone who is wanting to play and do a seriously fast speed run, do it 2-player. That Pauline, with her ability to copy materials and spew out words that explode on contact with the earth, is so overpowered. That is going to absolutely be the fastest way to beat that game. Like, you don't even have to get close to an enemy. You can just have Pauline it out over at something.
I mean, I feel like if you're Sakurai, you could just play with a Pro Controller and then have one Joy-Con in your hand.
Yeah, you'd be totally fine.
Yeah.
Watching Sakurai do a speedrun. I will also say, though, that the co-op mode itself is a little undercooked. I've always had some issues with the co-op modes in Nintendo's single player games. I mean, Super Mario Galaxy, you could poke enemies or you could collect star bits as the second player. Super Mario Odyssey, someone can play as Cappy, but really you got to stay within reach of Mario, otherwise you go off camera and you can't tell what you're doing, and it's a little frustrating. And in Donkey Kong Bonanza, the co-op mode is also very much an undercooked experience. You're stuck on Donkey Kong's back. You can control the camera. It's kind of cool to be able to copy the elements of stuff that you can see within your field of view and then spew them out. Like you can copy boom rocks and they'll explode on impact and create big craters. But at the same time, it's not an engaging experience. My kids would tell you the same. It's not an engaging experience. That's who I played co-op mode with. So if you're playing as Donkey Kong, you're going to have a great time. If you're playing as Pauline, riding on Donkey Kong's back, you're going to be a little bit bored. And it's going to be a little frustrating. But it does make boss fights trivial because you can shoot those bosses from a distance and not even have to get close to them and end them super easily. So.
It might be fun, like if you're sitting there playing it and you have someone else there with you, just kind of scrolling on their phone while also doing that. That could be a fun thing to when you're kind of doing I mean, I'm sure there's another name for it. I just call it like parallel play. Where you and your partner are in the room doing two different things but still being together. Parallel play.
That's my wife and I pretty much all constantly. So
yeah, sure.
We're always doing two different things usually, but we're together and we like each other well enough that it's a rewarding experience. That is quality time in our books. So.
Right, yeah. You were talking about exploding things. Did you explode anything to the point where you couldn't progress? like you exploded it too much?
No, they actually have a really good feature in the game where if you have destroyed a lot of the land and there's no way for you to progress, you can actually press the minus button, pull up your map screen, and then on the map screen, if you press plus, it is an option to reset the terrain. So it will fully rebuild the terrain. It won't set you back to a checkpoint. It'll rebuild the terrain around you, just putting you above it and dropping you back down right where you are, just at the top of the terrain. And there are two reasons that that's good. The first reason is that if you do end up getting yourself soft locked, for lack of a better term, because you're not really soft locked, you can always reset that, no problems. But if you can't progress, you get all your terrain back. But the other side of it is if you've ran out of gold and you need gold and you happen to have mined an entire area out, it also resets all of the resources in that area. So you're able to get more resources by resetting that terrain.
Oh, okay. So if you find a spot that has a lot of gold that you can just get all that gold and then reset the terrain and do it again and again and again.
Yep, you can. Which is really convenient because there are a lot of things to spend gold on in that game. Getaways, stuff shop, Bananza gem maps, like there's a lot of stuff to spend gold on, and even in the early portions of the game there are things you have to spend gold on to progress. Think of it like Super Mario Bros. Wonder, where you talk to the flower head people and they're like, I need to build a bridge but I need money to do it. They kind of function that same way.
Okay, yeah. All right, yeah, that sounds cool. I like the idea of that. What about in terms of, you're playing as Donkey Kong, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Pauline is there. Is she doing anything that you are like, oh, that's cool? Or is she just kind of there and this is Donkey Kong's show?
The story hinges on Pauline's involvement in so many ways. And not to get spoilery at all. Again, we're avoiding spoilers this episode. She is important to the story and the narrative and what is being played. And she is the beating heart of everything that is going on. It provides motivation. I'm a dad. And so like having a little kid that you're responsible for, that you want to see have the things that they want, is enough motivation to keep me going in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But from a gameplay perspective, she's just kind of there. Like, they literally could have gotten away with not having her be there in 99% of the cases. But I am 100% glad that she is there, because again, she's the beating heart of the whole narrative. It is a good story. It is a good thing that she's there, but she's not necessary from a gameplay perspective to exist.
What about, okay, so Donkey Kong, the way he plays in this game, does he feel different than he does in like Donkey Kong Country or Donkey Kong Country Returns?
100%. Yes. So, okay. Original Donkey Kong Country. I actually played a little bit of Donkey Kong Country 1 today. I got about 25% through it while I was sitting at art class. So I was playing it on the Analog Pocket just to kind of revisit that before we dove into the review discussion today, because I had a feeling this might come up and I wanted more Donkey Kong. So I played a little bit through that. Holy crap, there is no fluidity of movement in the original Donkey Kong game. Like, it is just, he is so heavy, and momentum is hard to build in that game. But in this game, like, there is so much that you can do to chain like your movement, and it's very similar to Super Mario Odyssey, where you can do a butt stomp into a high jump, throw out your cap, do a dive onto that cap, get a secondary jump, do another throw, do a spin move, and then do another dive to get even further distance. in Super Mario Odyssey, right? Like if you've seen speedrunners do it, you've seen how fast they move with Mario in that game.
Right.
It is that slowed down just a little bit because DK is heavy. They did a good job kind of illustrating his heft whenever he's moving. When he lands, terrain breaks underneath him, so it can kind of impede your movement. Camera angles really kind of screw with you too, especially if you're like up near a ceiling or anything like that. But if you're in a tunnel, like the camera no clips like nobody's business. Like you can see everything around and like all through the terrain, but it feels right. It doesn't feel wrong when it does that. But my favorite move that I'm able to do for like quickness and speed is I will grab a chunk of the ground. I will do a jump into the air across somewhere. I'll initiate a turf surf. I'll cancel the turf surf. I'll do a chunk jump off of that. I'll do a roll dive. I'll do my secondary jump because you do have a double jump in the game with some coyote time. And then I'll do another dive, and then I'll do a punch to get more distance, and you're just chaining that movement back to back to back to back to get the distance out that you need to be able to go further if there's something specific that you're trying to get to that maybe you don't have the right Bananza transformation for, or you haven't unlocked a pathway for, and you're just trying to explore. The movement is fluid, and it's really, really, really good. And it's a good time. But comparing that to Donkey Kong Country, where in Donkey Kong Country 1, you do a roll, your momentum immediately stops as soon as you do the roll, unless you hit an enemy, in which case you pick up momentum. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze has some of the greatest movement in the 2D Donkey Kong franchise, but even still, like, it does not get anywhere near matching the movement that you can do with Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Okay, so my next question, Donkey Kong Bonanza, he feels a lot different.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I always wanted, but we never got, was like Luigi's Mansion, Luigi and Smash Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to see a Donkey Kong Bonanza move set for Smash Brothers? Or do you like Donkey Kong the way he is?
From a Smash perspective, he has been established as the character that he is since the beginning of Smash Bros. For the most part, there's not really been anything that's changed from his kit. And I think ultimately his kit in Smash Bros is still very reminiscent of what he can do in this game. Like you can do the spin jump, his up B in Smash Bros. You can do the spin jump if you unlock it, and he sticks his arms out and he punches as he's going up and does damage. So you can do that. You've got your forward punches, your up punches, your down punches. You can slap the ground. So his kit is still already very similar. The only thing that I would want to see different from Smash Bros. Donkey Kong to Donkey Kong Bonanza kind of getting included is that redesign. I really love the de-rarification of Donkey Kong. He's got so much more character these days, and he's so well balanced in terms of what they've done to kind of make him feel like he belongs in the Mario-verse, that I would argue that this design is probably the best design of Donkey Kong they've ever had. Definitely better than the Atari version of the cover art that he was on.
Yeah.
Where it's pretty much just King Kong but brown.
Yeah. I would like to see like Donkey Kong just like ripping whatever terrain he's standing on, ripping that out of the ground and then being able to throw that.
It would be kind of interesting, but I don't think I need it.
The Bonanza powers. So I wouldn't mind like if they had Donkey Kong look the way that he does now in Smash, just keep that look and then have a Bonanza Donkey Kong.
So like an alternate form, like Mario and Dr. Mario.
Yeah, but I imagine with that being the new look for Donkey Kong, that would have to be Donkey Kong, and then it'd have to have another name for the old version. Kind of how they had like.
Well, it's Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. I'm kidding.
there you
There's
go.
no
Yeah.
spoilers, obviously. Like, none of that's been confirmed. That's just me being funny. No, I think, honestly, now that you bring that up, I didn't even really think about it from that perspective. That would be kind of cool, getting like chunk jumping, turf surfing, like turf surfing be your
Yeah.
side B, chunk jumping being your up B, and then, for your down B, maybe it pulls out a bonanza that you've got an ability for a short time, or maybe you get flight, or maybe you get you get to be a zebra and can run really fast, and that could be interesting. I think that would be
Maybe
an interesting
even
kit.
has young Pauline just riding on his shoulder the
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah.
Just playing.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool. But yeah, like I said, I also really wanted like Luigi's Mansion Luigi, and we just never got it. So I don't.
Yeah, we just got
expect it.
a special move added to him.
Yeah, his jump, was that what it was?
No, he his ultimate move, it does do the vacuum suck.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So you got a
That's
little bit of
true.
Luigi's Mansion Luigi. It would have been good, I think. I agree with you, because he's very plain Jane, very just Mario and Smash Bros. Luigi is, except for his ultimate move, and it is kind of disappointing that it's not that different.
And maybe we'll get like a Pauline assist trophy or something.
Honestly, at this point, with
Young
Pauline
Pauline.
being as involved as she has been, if we can have Wario and Rosalina and the extended cast of Mario characters become Smash fighters, there's no reason we can't get Pauline in there now too.
Yeah. Which version would it be? The young one or the old one?
Oh, it'd be the old one. There's no way they'd do the young one. We got Animal Crossing characters doing an all-out brawl, but I just don't expect them to put. And there's a reason we haven't gotten Baby Mario and Baby Luigi stacked up in a trench coat fighting it out on there. So
I would definitely take Luigi and Mario. Like, I would like the Mario and Luigi to play like Dice Climbers, but have it be like Mario and Luigi the RPG game.
Yes.
from the GBA.
yes,
But then do what is it? Mario and Luigi Time. What was the
Partners
name
in
of it?
Time.
Partners in Time. Thank you. And you have the babies with them,
Mhm.
and so it's almost like it would be like the Ice Climbers for sure. But I mean, like, they have like the bros moves
Mhm.
that they could do. Like, there's so many possibilities. But this is Donkey Kong Bonanza we're
This
talking about
is.
here, not Mario and Luigi Partners in Time.
Absolutely.
But yeah, definitely sounds like something you thoroughly enjoyed. You're gonna keep playing, obviously.
Yeah. I wanna
And your
do
boys are
some
playing
cleanup.
too.
Yep, they are. They're playing it very different than I was. I was playing it 100%ing it, trying to do everything I could before I went on, and then
Yeah.
my son got ahead of me in a playthrough, and I was like, I'm seeing spoilers for my own playthrough right now. I've got to stop watching you. And he's like, let's play co-op, Dad. And I'm like, okay, fine. I'll play co-op and be Pauline, I guess. But no, it is something that there is stuff post game to do. It's very similar to Super Mario Odyssey, where you've got cleanup, and there's some additional things that you get access to that you didn't have access to in your original playthrough. So I'm going through and I'm doing cleanup, and I'm enjoying the game still yet. I will revisit this game for many years, I believe. I could totally see myself revisiting this game for many years. I am in the process of brainstorming, because I haven't streamed on my own channel in quite some time. It's been about a month since I've streamed on my own channel.
I heard about that. Yeah.
What I'm thinking about doing, just to get myself more motivated, is doing Kongtober. So I do Mario Mania in March, but I'm thinking about doing Kongtober and doing all the Donkey Kong games just to kind of get it out of my system.
Okay. Yeah.
But have been really, really loving this game, and high praise. While I don't necessarily agree with Kind of Funny Games' take on, if you've got Galaxy 1, Super Mario Odyssey, Galaxy 2, and Donkey Kong Bonanza to play, you should play Donkey Kong Bonanza. I don't agree with that take. What I will say is that Donkey Kong Bonanza and Super Mario Odyssey are both 10 out of 10 games. These are two of, if not the best, platformers of all time. My personal preference is Super Mario Odyssey, but Donkey Kong Bonanza ranks right up there with it in a lot of ways, and it's hard to distinguish the two. So I love that game. If you're on the fence about it, don't be. It's $70. It's not an $80 Mario Kart experience, and it is the epitome of a Nintendo game in a way that I don't know that I necessarily expected out of a Donkey Kong game. You should try it. You should definitely buy it. You should try it and enjoy it. And if you have played it and you are enjoying it, let us know in the YouTube comments. Let us know what you think about it. You can call in on the show. We have a voicemail line over at SpeakPipe. You can leave us a voicemail. Let us know what you thought about it. We'll play it on the show as well.
Give me a call if you want.
Yeah. Call Chris directly at his phone number.
Yeah.
1-888. Stop. Anyway, but that is our review of Donkey Kong Bonanza. A 10 out of 10, 99 out of 100 game from Nintendo Rewind. We're going to go into the games that you need to know about coming out this week on Nintendo Switch 1 and Nintendo Switch 2 right after this jump. Chris, tell them about the games. What games are coming, my friend?
Listen, I'll tell you about the games, all right? Soma. Have you heard of this?
I
have you seen anything about it?
I have.
Yeah, so Soma is like, so listen, I know it's only October, but it's a little spooky, okay?
It's not October, it's July.
I mean, I meant to say it's only July. It's not October, but it's a little spooky. And it took me a second. I was getting distracted because the what's it called didn't load. The price did not load, but it's I could tell them. it's $29.99, but I had to enter my date, like my birth date, when I was loading up the page to bring up Soma.
His birthday's not in April, just to let everybody know.
It's not in April, no matter what code tells you. Yeah, so I was I played it originally on PS4, I believe. I got it on Steam. I haven't played it there, but sometimes you get Steam codes you don't even know how they some of those codes they hand out like candy. But yeah, definitely excited to see that the fact that they got this over here. I'm looking forward to it. I hope that it is done well. It's by the same team that ported over Hyper Light Drifter, the special edition for the Switch back. When was that? Back in 2018?
Oh my goodness, I don't even remember.
Yeah, but they went ahead, made that game, or they ported that one over, and then they handled this port as well. So I'm very much looking forward to checking it out. But yeah, Soma, $29.99. That one is out on the 24th, so go ahead, check that out on Thursday.
It is on sale. It's on sale too. You can save 10% off of it, so $26.99.
What the heck? It's on sale? On my screen, it doesn't tell me that, but I also own the game. They sent me a code, so I own the game. So I guess that they don't tell me the sale price. I don't know.
Probably it.
I clicked on it, and it's not showing the sale. There is another game. I don't know. The long journey to get here.
It was like trekking to Mordor to get this game out.
Yeah. Tales of the Shire, a Lord of the Rings game.
What a contrasting, clashing tone of video game change from Soma to this.
Right, yeah. Two totally different, two totally different
this is like Animal
games.
Crossing Doom all over again.
Yeah. If there's one thing I like, it's people with hairy feet. And that's why Tales of the Shire might be for me. This is one of those games that it was like, anytime I would see it running on the Switch, I'd be like, this looks a little rough. Hopefully it plays well. But then also I didn't know the price until recently, and it's $34.99, July 29th. Is this a game? Where do you stand on this?
I love Lord of the Rings. I don't love quote unquote cozy games, but I know that we have some people out there in the audience who are going to be very much looking forward to this, so I'm not going to poo-poo on their parade. Thinking of I Am Tenderly out in the live chat usually. But I can tell you, Weta Workshop working on this game, that's super cool. They're getting into game development here. I like sim games to an extent. And again, I love Lord of the Rings, but I don't know that this is going to necessarily intersect with my tastes or my interests in it. A $35 price point. I got Super Mario Party Jamboree plus Jamboree TV to pick up later. I probably am going to have to skip out on this one for a little bit, but shout out to I Am Tenderly over on Twitch. If you want to see somebody play this, she is going to be living there for the foreseeable future. So,
yeah. And it's single player, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't think it offers multiplayer, but I could be wrong.
No, it's just one player.
Yeah, not even online. Not even online. So,
yeah. But I mean, at the same time, there's a number of cozy games that are single player that I've enjoyed, and this definitely seems like a real laid back, chilled thing. I'm curious to see how it handles like time, because that can be like one of the biggest one of the biggest conflicting things. I like cozy games, but I don't like make it seem like if I don't do the right thing, I'm getting.
That's why Stardew never clicked for me. I was always under the pressure of restoring the JoJo Mart or the community center or whatever it was. It was like, I can't.
I don't have unlimited time. It's like, oh gosh.
Yep.
I'll be like,
that timer really gives me some anxiety in a cozy game.
Right. Yeah. Being able to turn that off, like if I could do something and like go talk to somebody and turn off like the season so it's not going to go to the next season until I'm ready, I would like Stardew a lot more. Okay, now those are Switch 1 games. Okay, let's dive into some Switch 2, shall we? Listen.
I'm listening.
What are you doing tomorrow? When I asked you what you're doing tomorrow, I'm shocked. I am shocked you didn't tell me you're playing WWE 2K25, the $129 Bloodline edition. I can't believe that's not what you told me you're doing.
Listen, I know it's a real heel turn, but
yeah, it is.
Can't be a face
turn.
all the time.
Okay, well, we don't need to break. Listen, they originally announced that they were going to have WWE 2K. It's like, okay, I figured. They didn't when they didn't announce that what 2K it was. I figured it would be next year we would get one, but no, it's this one. We're getting WWE 2K25. It came out in March on the other platforms, and now here it is, July 23rd. It's coming out tomorrow, $69.99. All the other editions, the Dead Man and the Bloodline, just give you more DLC. But yeah, just being able to play it. This is, I believe, from what I can see, it's on par with the other versions in terms of it's on parity with the other versions. So that's exciting because this is the first time maybe ever that it's been on par with the other versions, right?
Yeah, I would 100% agree with that. Like WWE 2K18 on the Switch 1 has just not met expectations. in terms of performance. There's a reason there hasn't been another WWE 2K game on any Nintendo console in quite some time. So
Right, and they took it off the eShop, after a few years. But they do that all the time with their WWE, because they probably
licensing,
only signed
rosters,
those
music,
wrestlers
faces,
and the music for so long. Yeah, but yeah, that's out on the 23rd for $69.99. Then we got Nintendo out here giving us some games, right? $79.99 for Super Mario Party Jamboree plus Jamboree TV, or you can get just the upgrade pack for $19.99. Let me ask you, how do you feel about this?
a little mixed. It's not that I think it's going to be bad. Super Mario Party Jamboree may be one of the best Mario Party games that's released in quite some time. I mean, it follows closely to not Super Mario Party, my apologies, Mario Party Superstars, which is my favorite out of the bunch that released on Switch 1. And was my favorite in a lot of years since the Wii releases even. But what I can't say is that I'm necessarily excited to use the camera features on this game. I am excited for the mouse mode games that they're adding in this, and some of the various other things that are going to be on there. I don't mind seeing everyone's faces on the game board, but like the jumping up and punching question blocks above my head, moving my body to take on mini games. There's a reason I didn't play WarioWare Move It all that much. Even though it was a good game, it just wasn't. I didn't want to move as much as it asked me to do.
This gives me real Connect vibes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of feeling it, especially like that little teaser right there with the people standing in the pipes. I don't know. I will be picking this up. I will be trying it out. I've got a camera to go along with it and see what all the hubbub is about. But more Mario Party is never bad, but more Mario Party executed well is even better. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. What about yourself? How do you feel about this one? Is it something that you're intrigued by? When you get your Switch 2, will you be picking this one up?
I won't be picking this up, no. I'd be more likely to pick up WWE 2K25 over this. But also, WWE 2K25 would be more likely to go on sale than this at the same time as well. I think eventually I might get it, but at the same time, I might just wait for the next Mario Party game, Yeah,
I mean, I'm kind of with you. I would probably do a lot the same.
Hurry, especially with getting the other... Plus, it's not like I have a bunch of people banging down my door asking me to play Mario Party Jamboree plus Jamboree TV with them.
Hey, do you want to play Mario Party plus Jamboree TV with me?
No.
Well, even if you did have people beating down your door, you wouldn't do it, you jerk. Jeez, I've been shot down by my own co-host on my own show. What the frick?
Yeah, I guess you're right. I just don't want to play it. You made a great point. So that's Mario Party. I think we've talked about that more than we need to. $19.99 for the upgrade pack, $79.99 if you don't already have the Switch 1 version. Which, by the way, I wonder, does that $79.99 version give you the Switch 1 as well? Or is it one of those things where it's better off to just buy the Switch 1 and get the upgrade pack?
Save a penny if you do buy the Switch 1 version and get the upgrade pack,
Well, yeah, you would save more than that if the Switch 2 version doesn't give you both.
Yeah. Yep.
Because like Tony Hawk, if you buy the Switch 2 version, you don't get the Switch 1 version, but you buy the Switch 1 version, you get the Switch 2 version for free.
Right.
Okay, next up, Wild Hearts S. I guess I have an update about this game. They sent me a code for it while we were recording, so I now have a code for this. So,
what platform did they do for you?
Switch 2.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah. So Switch 2. Did you play the demo at all for this?
I have not played the demo on this one as it stands just yet.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm at like 85 or 90% of the achievements on this. The trophies, sorry, not the achievements, on the PlayStation 4. And it's on Game Pass. So I've also been playing some on the Xbox, right? And yeah, Wild Hearts. I love it. This was originally published by EA, and now Koei Tecmo of America out here just making Wild Hearts S. So I guess they own the rights to Wild Hearts itself. And S, the only difference is the other game is 3 players. This is 4, and it's got a demo. You can go download it now. All your progress carries over to the full game. This game is $49.99, and it is out on the 25th. So you got to wait a few more days, but you can play that this weekend while you're watching Fantastic Four.
Does this game have multiplayer?
What?
Does this game have multiplayer?
What do you mean?
Does it have?
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm asking a question. I don't know. I'm just legitimately questioning it.
Oh, yeah. Sir, were you not listening? Yes. I said.
Sorry, I was checking my
said,
DMs to see if I received it, and I didn't. So you should ask him for another code so we can do multiplayer and talk about it on multiple channels.
The game on the original, like on the Xbox and PlayStation and PC, was 3-player, and this Switch version is the only place where you can play 4-player.
Well, tell him you need one more code so that way you can experience multiplayer the way it was meant. So just let them know. Just let them know. Maybe they're going through the requests and they're taking their time to get back to me. Who knows? We'll wait and see what happens. So
yeah. A buddy of mine, John Ebo, shout out to John Ebo. He texted me, messaged me this afternoon that he got it.
Mm-hmm.
So he messaged me at like 3:00 that he got it, or 4:00, sorry. And I got mine like an hour ago.
Tell them if I don't get mine, tell them that we'll do co-op with John Ebo. We'll create content for all of our channels. We'll have John Ebo on the show to talk about it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. Yeah, that's true. That's what I'll tell.
Yep. Last game that's coming out.
Let's just talk about this last game, shall we? Because no sleep for Kaname
Kaname Date. Kaname date.
Don't ask me to read for you. From AI's.
I'm gonna have to ask you to restart this piece, this ad read. Can you restart?
Yeah, maybe they'll send me a code.
We're not getting this one. Oh man, No Sleep for Kaname Date. It is a spinoff from AI, the Somnium Files. It comes out July 25th. It's $39.99. There is also a Switch One version of this game, and it's an interesting, like, turn-based JRPG. I mean, oh my goodness, well, what is going on the screen? Bunny girls. Netist is out there really popping eyeballs. This is that Wario Wooga emote rolling up in here for the uwoos and all the other stuff. Yeah. But that being said, interesting title. It's got obviously this futurism stylization. Think like anime, cyberpunk, dystopia, blah blah blah. But interesting game.
Zero Escape.
Yeah, interesting game. It is an escape room game. Like, it is an escape room game, which for the longest time didn't realize that it wasn't a JRPG. But I love my escape room games. And Team Zero Escape, they did 999 on the DS, if you're familiar with it. The Nonary games, as it's been released elsewhere, they've done sequels to that. And No Sleep for Kaname Date is looking to be something that's going to be super interesting and just a different experience, especially on the Switch 2. We don't have any Escape games on the Switch 2 just yet, and this would be a good addition to your library if you're into that genre.
Yeah,
Did I say prices?
$39.99.
Yeah, that's right.
It's $39.99. Is the Switch 2 version up yet on the shop?
That's a good question. Let's go and do some looking around ourselves real fast, and we'll find out. We go to shop, and we go down to platform, and we go to Switch 2. It should be. I accidentally pulled the Switch 1 version link.
Oh yeah, it's already here. Yeah. So it's the same price, $39.99.
Yep.
I don't know if it's spiked chunks off, but I don't know if you're gonna get the Switch 2 version if you get the Switch 1, and if you get both. I'm not sure. But
yeah, they don't state one way or the other.
$39.99 on both, right? And sometimes we don't know until the day it comes out. But yeah, I mean, quite a bit coming out. I mean, it's nice to see more Switch games.
Absolutely. Any day we get more Switch games is a good day, because as we know, Nate the Hate has said that developers are a little miffed. They're not getting their dev kits, so we're not seeing a whole lot of games getting brought out on here, which leads me to believe that that's some of the reason that we're not seeing some of that stuff. So listen, we got 2 more sections left in the show, and then we're going to be wrapping this bad boy up. But before we throw it to the outro and the extra Nintendo news section, we have a new game show segment. It's not that new. We've been doing it for months now, but it's called Pixel Minute, or Pixmin for short. In this segment, Chris has exactly 1 minute to guess the exact title of a game based on an image that is highly pixelated and will slowly reveal itself within 60 seconds. This game was, in fact, released this week in Nintendo history, right? But not this week. It could be years ago, anytime between the dates of July 22nd all the way to the 29th. So, Chris, are you ready? Are you ready, my friend?
I'm ready. I'm waiting for the video to pop up.
Yep. Sending it your way now, so that way you can see it. And if my friend Chris is ready, we're going to get this started right now. 3, 2, 1, go.
Legend of Zelda.
No.
What? No?
No.
Legend. The heck is it then? No idea. It could be Mario Kart. No,
Nope.
It's not. Wait, you said I would get this right away or not at all?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
It's Pikachu!
Wait, is this a Dempaman? No. Dempaman 2? No. What the heck is it? It's gotta be. Is it Dempaman 3? Dempaman, whatever that other game's called, Dempaman something or another. Is this the free
And
to
it's
play
over.
Dempaman?
And it's over. This is the new Dempamin.
Oh, the new.
The exact title, The New Dempamin, not to be confused with New Dempamin for mobile devices. It was an RPG game developed and published by Genius Sonority for the Nintendo Switch. The reason I picked this is so many good reasons, but the main reason is because last year, the day before it launched, you posted a short saying that it was out now, and we had so many people comment on that short saying, "Where the hell is it?"
They were so mad at you.
They were mad at me, and it was like the first short you ever did for the channel. But this game,
Yeah, you're like, this man is not doing any more shorts for this channel.
Oh man, it was the sixth title in the series. It was the first to be released on Nintendo Switch and the second to be released on mobile devices. It was released July 22nd, 2024, exactly 10 years after the release of Dempa Ninja No RPG Free! Exclamation point. It is also the first game in over 10 years to receive a release outside of Japan, and consequently also the first game to release worldwide at the same time. July 22nd, 2024 in Japan, July 23rd in North America. So, oh my goodness, a simultaneous release across borders. But that's why I picked it. And I was like, this is a funny story to tell and remind everybody of. So,
Chris, I knew it was a Dempa Man of some kind, but
you did. And I was like, you're close. You're in the ballpark. It's just, I can't tell you which one it is. But we're going to go to the outro now and the extra Nintendo news. In terms of my Nintendo news, we got a new wallpaper with a beautiful key art for Donkey Kong Bananza. The one with DK and on the cliffside with a little cutie patootie Pauline staring wistfully into the skyline. It's gorgeous. And it's 50 platinum points. We also got a printable Donkey Kong Bananza shopping list for 30 platinum points on my Nintendo. So you can do all your shopping and making sure you're getting all those bananas. There's a new sweepstakes available called My Nintendo by Donkey Kong Sweepstakes, where you can win a Turtle Beach Donkey Kong rematch wireless controller featuring a silhouette of DK and Diddy with a lenticular design that shifts as you move, a DK Bananza Hawaiian shirt from Oppo Suits, a set of Penny Arcade DK and Diddy pins, and finally a beach towel featuring DK and Diddy from Franco. 10 platinum points per entry, max 5 entries. And lastly, for my Nintendo news, you can pick up a DK Bananza rally towel for 650 platinum points. NSO icons. Donkey Kong Bananza icons made their appearance after our show last week, and they are up for a short amount of time. The Wave 1 is gone tonight. Tomorrow, Wave 2 starts on the 23rd. Play and redeem icons for this month are Super Metroid and Metroid Fusion. You got to play Super Metroid and Metroid Fusion on NSO to be able to redeem them. I redeemed all of them. Nintendo Music added 26 NES classic video game soundtracks. Hits from Donkey Kong, Ice Climbers, Gyromite, and more. You can feel those chiptune beats in your ears if you are an NSO subscriber. In terms of sales and deals, there's only one going on right now. It's ASCII's Game Sale featuring Fitness Boxing, featuring Hatsune Miku, and all of its subsequent DLC. It's 30% off right now. You can snag those deals for another 2 days. Demos, just a reminder that Drag X Drive global test is going to be happening soon. And some extra news highlights. Nintendo specifically hit us with the Miyamoto here, announcing the casting for the live-action Zelda movie. We got Bo Bragason playing Zelda, who previously played young Luna on Final Fantasy XV's Kingsglaive movie, and Evan Ainsworth will take up the Master Sword and play Link. He is best known for his roles in the live-action Pinocchio as the voice of the puppet, and young Alex Burgess in Netflix's The Sandman. Inazuma 11 Victory Road has been delayed to November. My heart is broken. Mario Kart Tour got its first event update in years with Mario Kart World's special campaign featuring 4 new karts and some outfits for Mario and Luigi that are familiar from the World game. And Super Mario Run got a new event celebrating Bananza's release. Borderlands 4 snagged a release date of October 3rd on Switch 2, a little later than the releases on other platforms. And Pokemon Legends Z and A is getting its own Nintendo Switch 2 bundle, and pre-orders for it open tomorrow. So it launches on October 16th. It's not themed, but it's another avenue to grab a Switch 2 if you have yet to get one. If you've missed out on it, this is your chance, family. So that is all the news and all the highlights you need to know about and that you should care about. Chris, where can they find you?
You can find me. Just go to my link tree. You can click on that. I'm Super Nintendo. I'm Games to Discover. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of how you doing. What about you? Where can we find you?
And I'm the Paprika, and you can find me at Nerdwire Plays pretty much everywhere. Or just go to my website. Links to all of my garbage on nerdwireplays.com. Remember that you can catch this show live every single week. 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Twitch and on YouTube. Our archive of all the podcasts are available over on youtube.com/@the Nintendo Rewind. Remember, we love your faces. Consider supporting us through NintendoRewind.com. Those memberships are so important to us and help us continue producing this show. Be kind, please rewind, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.